Hello Voltheads, you are watching the self-proclaimed, sarcastically named Captain KeyForge, also known as PJ Broughton of the Steel City Snufflegators. Today I'm back with Game 2 of my King of the Monsters series, so it's round 1, Game 2, and this is going to be Niffle Kong versus, once again, the Seven Sins deck. The Seven Sins deck is potent. The Gluttony and the Envy are ones to watch out for, but also, so you can see there's lots of amber control there, mainly thanks to capture, decent expected amber, decent creature control. The main thing that stands out as being lacking is possibly a lack of artifact control. But it's still a strong deck, and once the Sins got running against Ultra Gravitron had a lot of trouble with it. So I'm just having a look through those cards there, deciding whether or not to mulligan. And I'm thinking, again, adding on to the fact that the Ultra Gravitron deck doesn't have any artifact control, that Mutagenesis Serum is a good card to get down, so that if I do have some ready mutant creatures, I can use its Omni ability and get some value out of it, because while it's not a bad card, it's not a stinker of a card, sometimes it's difficult to get value out of it, because while it is an Omni, the creatures have to be ready to get some use out of it. And then Fabled Alpaca, my opponent, again, which is Simon of the Snufflegators. He's playing Mindfire, he's discarded a Giselheart Zealot, and he's played Gluttony and Envy, which are two of the absolute bangers of the Sins. However, unfortunately for him, unfortunately for me, I've got Fangs of Giselheart there, which will purge the strongest creature, which will take Gluttony straight out of the game permanently. So absolutely playing that. Play down the Font, play down Squire Alice, nothing to capture at the moment though, unfortunately. Play down Bulwark as well, and then get the hand size down to 1, and then draw back up again. So that's not a bad start for me, already up to 4 amber by turn 2, and 2 creatures and 2 artifacts versus 1 creature. So that's a decent beginning for me. Also as well, as you can see, we've got one half of the Niffle Kong in hand. We haven't got It's Coming, yeah, might have to think about what I'm going to do with that. Maybe discard the first half until we can get It's Coming, or the Orb of Wonder, because also as well this deck's got an Orb of Wonder, which makes it very good at searching for cards. So yeah, this time Fabled Alpaca's gone into Star Alliance, played Hadron Collision, taken out one of my creatures, then played Teleporter Chief Tink. Yeah, Squire Alice has gone thanks to the Hadron Collision. Also played Quintrino Flux, which has destroyed Bulwark and Chief Teleporter Tink. And then he played down Lieutenant Commander Trigon. So cleared the board there, which is not a bad turn for him. I'm sort of having a look to see if there's a couple of creatures worth using on the old Resurgence. So I am going for the Untamed, play the Cephalist, played down the Niffle Ape, discarding the Niffle Kong for now, and then playing Resurgence to draw back 2 of the Sanctum cards, the Bulwark and also the Zealot will come into play, ready and enraged. Then we draw It's Coming, which is quite funny. But at the moment we've got a good Sanctum turn to come up next turn for me with those creatures I use Resurgence on. So yeah, Fabled Alpaca's gone into this. Played Desire, Reap with Envy, captured all of my amber. Thankfully Gluttony's gone, so he's not going to be able to pull all that amber off of Envy into his pool. But yeah, I really need to do something about Envy. So I'm just deciding the best way to play it. I mean, here I could Mutagenesis Researcher to use the Cephalist. I could also use the Potion of Invulnerability, so I could potentially then fight with 2 creatures, which could be worth a look. Bulwark's Neighbours will gain Assault 2 when I put him into play. So now the Niffle Ape has got Assault 2. When I play the Dino Knight, I can exalt him to do 3 damage to a creature, which apart from Trigon will dispose of any of those. So I've got rid of Envy, get my hammer back. And then I'm going to play the Zealot next to the Bulwark. So Zealot is enraged, but he's also got Assault 2 because of the Bulwark as his neighbour. So again, if he fights into anything, he's going to kill it. Pop the Potion of Vulnerability. So the Zealot now gets a free fight with taking no damage. Taking out Lieutenant Commander Trigon. Cephalist is a strength 4. It would destroy Desire if I fight into Desire. So we're fighting into Desire, and again taking no damage because of Potion of Vulnerability. And again doing alright. Yes, I've popped my 2 artifacts, but I've got 5 creatures to none. I've got 4 amber to 1. And again, it's not going bad for me so far. Maybe worth looking at in Tame this time, because as you can see, we've got It's Coming, and we've also got the second half of the Niffle Kong, so we could reclaim the first half from the discard pile. Fabled Alpaca's gone into Saurian. Played Cornus and Octavia, Faust the Great, which increases key cost for every amber across his board, which is a good card. Let's increase my key cost to 7 for the moment. Sagittarius Gaze, gained an amber due to the icon on there. Played Stomp, which has dealt 5 damage to Cephalist and killed Cephalist. So yeah, maybe time to rock out the Untamed and get Niffle Kong onto the field, which is what I've done. So I played It's Coming, recall the top half of Niffle Kong from the discard. Played the Demo Beast. Which has got a nice destroyed ability of stealing 1. Sometimes it doesn't trigger because your opponent isn't particularly looking to kill something that's got a destroyed 1 trigger. But again, you have the opportunity to fight with it yourself, and while ever your opponent's leaving it on the board, it's a creature that you can potentially read with. It did also have a draw icon on the Demo Beast. This deck's got 7 enhancements, 7 enhanced creatures, and all the enhancements are draws. So I don't actually need to confirm this deck because all the enhancements are draw enhancements, and every card that's got an enhancement has just got 1 draw on it. So I've used the Niffle Ape to fight one of his creatures away because I'm going to get it back anyway thanks to playing Niffle Kong. So Niffle Kong's gone down, reclaim the 2 Niffle Apes to hand, play them both down, just putting them down onto the flanks to sort of protect the flanks. I don't think he's got a Chimera Eclipse or anything that's particularly aiming at the flanks, but I try to avoid putting my best, most valuable creatures on the flanks. And again, I'm in check now on 6 with a really quite big board against Fabled Alpaca's 3 and 1 creature at the moment. So we've gone into Saurian again. He's used Octavia to capture 2, take me off check, good move. Played Humble. He's played Galeatops. I think he may have made a mistake with the Humble there because if Octavia had been unexhausted, the Humble would have took the 3 off Octavia, but because Octavia was exhausted, it doesn't work. So I think that might have been a slight mix-up there, but I've made him in the last game. So yeah, it's do I use Untamed with my 4 Untamed creatures, or do I go into logos? So I've gone for Untamed, fight into Octavia with the Demo Beast. Could probably reap with it and then reap with the Niffle Kong and destroy it to do 3 more damage to a creature. So are we reaping with Niffle Kong or fighting with Niffle Kong? I'm just deciding whether it's better to fight the Galeatops and take a bit of damage. There we go, which is what I've done, fight Galeatops. Now if I kill a Niffle Kong, I can steal one and deal 3 damage to a creature, so we'll kill the exhausted one, steal one and deal 3 damage to Coins Octavia. Nothing to fight now, so I might as well reap with the other Niffle Kong. And that's again another good turn for me. I've lost a creature, but I've cleared the board. I've got up to a solid checker 10 amber. That's going to be difficult to take me off this turn. So now Simon's gone into this. Gateway to this to wipe the board, good move. He's played Sloth, played Wrath to protect the Sloth. Gain a couple of amber because of Sloth ability there, where you, if you haven't used any creatures, for every sin that's down you get an amber. So that's a really good card. I've forged my key. Probably worth going to the logos here, especially as you see Kronos' ability. Every time you play a creature with a draw enhancement, you can archive a card. So Kronos has got one there himself, so I can archive a card. The thing is, I've got lots of logos creatures, so I've archived the Untamed card. I've played Keitha the Adventurer. I can archive another card from Kronos, but sometimes it's like, do I want to archive a card that's not from the house that I've just archived? And I've just archived Untamed, so not particularly sure about filling the archive with other houses just because I can. So I'm trying to keep the archive clean at the moment, despite the fact that Kronos' ability is triggering. I'm building a big board thanks to these draw enhancements, because yeah, there's one Sanctum there, but I have drawn quite a bit of logos off that. So we've played down the Infomorph now, playing down the Titan Engineer. Play down the Academy Training just to get it out of my hand, and again it would put me on check, so it's worth playing. There we go, so that's on to the Infomorph. I've picked that one because it's not the creature you're probably going to look to kill most from there, but now I've given my opponent a reason to kill it. I mean, Keitha the Adventurer, fight, draw a card is a good ability. QMEX goes into the archive is a good ability. Kronos has got a good passive ability. Infomorph is just doing nothing other than being a strength 4 creature, so put it on that one and it just increases the targets. It's like, oh, that's another creature now with a good reap ability thanks to that upgrade that's on it. Simon's gone into Star Alliance and played Away Team. And then he's played Explorova, played Subdue, which has stunned one of the Keitha the Adventurers, played another Subdue and stunned the other Keitha the Adventurer, passed the turn over to me. Taking me off check as well, which was good. And got up to 9 himself. Don't think there's a lot I'm going to be able to do about the 9 that Fabled Alpaca is on. However, with a 6 creature logos board and 2 logos creatures in hand, definitely need to be looking at going back into logos. And I've got a high potential reap yield there from all those creatures, but equally I may need to start looking at killing creatures, because that Sloth, again, he played 2 creatures there, didn't use any creatures, but because of the Sloth and because he's got 2 sins in play, generated 2 amber from the 2 sins, along with the amber that he got off the Subdue cards that he played. So certainly the Sloth at the moment is proving to be a worthwhile creature for him, and I could possibly need to look at getting that off. But I've decided to go into Untamed, which I've made a mistake there. I meant to get both halves of Niffle Kong, so I'm going to put it into manual mode and put the Demo Beast back into the discard pile and get the other half of Niffle Kong back, which I'm just telling Simon about. So that's done now. Everything's sorted and manual mode off again. So got both halves of Niffle Kong in my hand. I'm going to play that down. There we go. Reclaim both the Niffle Apes. Put down both the Niffle Apes as well. And then also use the Ghost Hawk that I've got there to reap with a couple of creatures. I'm aiming at there we go, to reap with both of those two, which also draws me a card. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's drawn me an Untamed, but again, got on check, got an even bigger board down now, and Simon has earlier on used the gateway, so that's one of the big board clears gone. So Simon's forged his first key, chosen this. I don't particularly want to be seeing more sins, but we may see them. So he's used Wrath to fight Niffle Kong with Wrath, which will kill it because of the poison ability that's on there. I think it's got skirmish as well, so yeah, it doesn't take anything back. Probably reap or fight with Sloth as well. I'm not quite sure. He's probably having to think about whether he's best to reap with Sloth or fight with Sloth. And he's reaped with Sloth. Played down a Dino Fiend. Exalted the Dino Fiend. I'm just having a look to see if he's done any damage to any creatures as a result of exalting the Dino Fiend. Still got 4 cards in hand, so I may have another 1 or 2 discards in there. Play Waking Nightmare to increase my key cost for friendly disc creatures, so he's increased my key cost to 9, so that's a good card to play there. Both starting to build a board now as well. This time I have gone logos, so deciding how to try and get this right, because as well with the standardised testing, I need to try and decide what we're going to play. So I've fought Kronos into Wrath, which has taken some of the armour off it. Kronos obviously been destroyed because of that, but at this stage pretty sure I've used all my drawing hands and had the value out of the archive that was on there. Put the Titan Engineer into Wrath, which has taken them both out again because of the poison. I can still unstun the 2 Kethos. I can use the Cumex and I can fight with Infomorph, as well as putting down the Smoko. And so I've just played the Smoko basically to make standardised testing trigger on the Smoko and help keep some of my 3 power creatures alive. Looking at the Dino Fiend thinking, do I really want to destroy it when it's got a destroyed trigger of 1? So I've used the Infomorph to fight Explorova, which keeps it alive. Well, keeps the Infomorph alive, kills the Explorova. Unstun the 2 Keitho the Adventurers, put down Research Smoko, and then also put down Even Ivan, which does give me the inability to steal if my opponent's on an even number. Puts me back up to 8, and in check now, forging at 6, because obviously the Waking Nightmare's gone away. It was a 1 turn only deal. So Simon's gone into Sorinus, played Perfectus Ludo, Cornish and Octavia, passed the turn. So yeah, just the 2 Saurian cards I've forged there for 6. Again, got a large logos board. I can even nick one with Even Ivan because Simon's on 4. I can fight with my skirmish Keithos and draw cards. So I've stolen one with Even Ivan. I've reaped with the Smoko. I've reaped with Infomorph and drawn a card. I've put Cumex back down again and drawn another card because of Cumex. Up to 5. I'm thinking about the destroyed ability on this creature. I've reaped with both Keithos, and that's took me to 7. I mean, we know he can get rid of 1 with this. I think the Cornish and Octavia's got an action capture too, so I may have sort of forced him to have to go Saurian. We don't know what he's got in his hand. But at 2 keys to 1 and 7 to 3, it looks like this game is now Niffle Kong's game to lose. But anything can happen yet. I think Simon's just having a good think about which house to go into. Gone into Saurians, played Dreadbone Decimus, Exalted Dreadbone Decimus. Reap with Perfectus Ludo. And then reap with Cornish Octavia, and then played Spoils of Battle to capture 4 from me. So yeah, that was a good. Got yourself into check on 6. Took me off check as well. Again, I've still got a decent logos board. I mean, I can, as even Ivan's gone, but I can still reap potentially for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with logos, or I can also look at emptying my hand out of all this Sanctum stuff, because there's a lot there. There's also some amber pips there. There's an amber pip on Fangsel Gizzleheart. The Font of the Eyes are great for helping capture, so they will, not this turn, but they'd certainly next turn slow Simon down and help me try and stave off his 3rd and final key. I really could do with getting rid of the Perfectus Ludo so that when I kill the other creatures I get that amber back. So yeah, I've gone into Sanctum, play the Fangsel Gizzleheart, and because it's Purge not Destroy, I get that amber back. So played Font of the Eye, played the Gorm of Orm, played Font of the Eye again, got another Fangs now, played that and got rid of Dreadbone Decimus. That's more, captured amber back without having to worry about Perfectus Ludo taking it away. Play Radiant Truth, gain an amber from that. Play Orb of Wonder. No other Sanctum in my hand that I can play, none on the board. So again, in check on 10, forging at 6 for the moment. And pass the turn to Simon. So yeah, can he get 5 from me, or can he increase my key cost, or a combination of the 2? And that's going to be the question. So he's taking a look at it. He's gone into Star Alliance. But yeah, if I remember correctly, I don't think there was enough in Star Alliance to take Niffle Kong off check, and I think Quinn's going to be getting the win. So that's a good performance by Niffle Kong. I must admit, I do think the resurgence has helped. The fact that you can Resurgence, get both Niffle Kongs back, play it down on the same turn, you know, it's powerful. It's very good. And I think if you've got a Niffle Kong deck with Resurgence in, that could make a lot of difference, because a lot of people are saying they think Ultra Gravitron and Deusillus are better. But yeah, if Niffle Kong keeps coming down and Niffle Kong keeps regenerating the Niffle Apes, it can be difficult to deal with. So there's a lot of cards coming down there, but yeah, that's a win for Niffle Kong, which is great. So Niffle Kong there has taken one win. He's forged 3 keys. He's also been played down twice. So that's a good performance by Niffle Kong. It's doing better than Ultra Gravitron so far. So yeah, game 3 will be Deusillus versus the Seven Sins deck. I hope you enjoyed it. Also, as well, if you're interested in playing against the 3 gigantic creatures, drop it in the comments, and I might be able to get the 3 gigantic creatures playing against your decks. So yeah, thanks for watching. So feel free to like and subscribe. I love comments and criticism, so please feel free to leave those. I'll hope to see you next time, but until then, may the forge be with you.